Hey, what's good, y'all? How y'all doing it? How y'all doing it, man? We back with another video. And as y'all see on y'all screen, this look familiar, don't it? I did a video like this last year about all the Steelers free agents, who we should re-sign and who we should let go. For the OGs of the channel, I know y'all remember a certain vid like this. You know what I'm saying? We did the same way last year. Had me up on one side and the free agents up on the other side, and me telling y'all who we should bring back, why we shouldn't bring back, and why. I thank y'all for all the love. I've been dropping like crazy because it's been some crazy news dropping. I'm just trying to keep everybody updated. I really do thank y'all on the support, all the love and all that. But hey, we're gonna get right into the video. If y'all see me walk over here, it's because my laptop is over here. But the first name on the list is Ben Roethlisberger. And obviously, I ain't got too much to say about Big Ben because he's retired. He's retired. Had a great career. He's retired. He has nothing to do with this free agency because he's not going to be on the roster regardless. As for the next name, we got Joe Haden. Now, Joe Haden, he's had a great run in Pittsburgh. It was a good time. It's been a great time. Honestly, I don't think he'll be coming back to Pittsburgh. You know, he's getting up there in age. He might re-sign for one more year, and this might be his last year in the NFL. But my moves for free agency should be save as much money as possible. We don't got to bring everybody back. Bring who you can back, but let's try to save as much money as possible, and let's bring some new faces in. You know, we don't got to stick with the same old guys. Joe Haden's getting up there in age. Yes, we need help at the cornerback position, but I've watched Joe Haden still, he can make the big plays, but he's been burnt a couple times, you know. His age is showing. Now, I say he's better than some of the cornerbacks on our roster. You know, he's up there in one of the top two. It might be him and I'd say Cam Sutton or maybe Ahkello Witherspoon up there. But Joe Haden, I probably wouldn't bring you back, but I wouldn't be surprised if we sign you to a 1 year, you play one more year with us, and then you might pack it up. Next on the list is Juju Smith-Schuster, bro. And y'all know how I feel about this. I don't think we're bringing Juju Smith-Schuster or James Washington back. That's what I think. Me personally, if I'm handling this, I would, if we can't bring Juju back, we got to bring James Washington back. And if we can't bring James Washington back, then we got to bring Juju back. So that's how I'm looking at this. But honestly, Juju Smith-Schuster, he said he was interested in joining the Cowboys. Then he said he was interested in joining the Chiefs. I'm pretty sure the Packers are going to take a look at him. It's been reports that the Eagles are interested in bringing Juju in. So it's like, it's a whole mix of teams. And we already signed him to a 1 year. He's going to want that big money eventually. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a great receiver for any team. He's that powerful, great block. He's a great blocker. When he catches the ball, he's going to fight for every yard. He's just a great power second string receiver. And all them teams that I named could use him. So, hey, hopefully we can bring Juju back because he just screams Pittsburgh. He screams Steelers. Like, he gives off Hines Ward vibes with the physicality that he brings. But if we can't bring Juju back, I don't know. That's going to hurt, but it is what it is. Like, I don't know. So I hope we can bring Juju back. Next on the list, we got Eric Ebron. And I know, Steeler fans know, the Steelers organization probably know, we're not bringing Eric Ebron back. There's no reason to bring Eric Ebron back, you know. Pat Freiermuth easily turned into our number one tight end. And I like Zach Gentry, too. Zach Gentry is like, what, 6'8"? That man could really be something special. We could really have a dual tight end set, you know what I'm saying, with Pat Freiermuth and, not Eric Ebron, Zach Gentry. But as for Eric Ebron, you know, I used to get on Eric Ebron a lot. He actually didn't have a bad season until he got hurt. He played pretty decent. He was out there catching the balls and all that, but I feel like last year just left a bad taste in my mouth. When him and Deontay was dropping all them easy footballs to catch, I feel like they just left a bad taste in my mouth. And I just feel like now that we found our tight end and we know that Pat Freiermuth is our future, I just feel like Eric Ebron is not coming back. So I don't want Eric Ebron back. I'm pretty sure the fans don't want Eric Ebron back because we got the move. And yeah, I don't think we're going to bring him back. Moving on next, we have Ahkello Witherspoon now. Now, this is what I like to see. This is the first guy that I'm going to say we need to re-sign. We need to re-sign Ahkello Witherspoon. Earlier in the year, I was saying he was a waste of a trade. When we traded with the Seahawks, I was saying, oh yeah, this is a waste of a trade. He's not even getting on the field. When he got on the field, he shut me up. He played great coverage. He's a ball hawk. He has very great movement on the field. If you watch his hip movement from sideline to sideline, a lot of cornerbacks don't have that hip movement, and you need that because that could increase your chances of getting a pass breakup, getting a pick, getting to your receiver faster, getting to your assignment faster. And Ahkello Witherspoon, he checked all those boxes, bro. And his last 5-6 games, he came in and he had 4 or 5 picks. He was balling. So I really think that we should bring Ahkello Witherspoon back because, to me, he's a good cornerback, and that's exactly what we need. We need cornerbacks. So we got to re-sign Ahkello Witherspoon, in my opinion. We got to do that. Moving on next, we have Trey Turner. Trey Turner, I need you to be out. I need you to be out, Trey Turner. I've seen a lot of film of you. You give up very quickly. You give up a lot. You give up quickly, and you're a veteran. And I just feel like you're not fit for this. You got blown up a lot. I know that for a fact. You and Kendrick Green was getting killed every game. So Trey Turner, I need you out, and we need to go get a new guard. Matter of fact, put Kendrick Green back at his original position at guard, because I'm going to talk about the man who replaced him, because he's a free agent too. I'm going to talk about B.J. Finney when we get to him. But put Kendrick Green back at guard. Let Trey Turner walk. We got to let Trey Turner walk. Moving on next, we got Terrell Edmonds. Now, earlier in the season, we did not pick up Terrell Edmonds' 5th-year option. But if you really want to look at stats, year after year after year after year, there's been progression out of Terrell Edmonds. And I'm not saying Terrell Edmonds will be a top safety in this league, but he could definitely be a nice, cool, decent safety for our team. So, in my opinion, I feel like we should bring Terrell Edmonds back. I didn't really see too many bad things out of Terrell Edmonds. He's made some big plays this year. And even last year, except for that playoff game against the Browns. But Terrell Edmonds actually had a pretty good progressive year, and I feel like we should bring him back. I don't think he should be our main safety, but he should definitely be one of them safeties that's on the field with a Minka and maybe another safety. You know what I'm saying? We can definitely rotate 2 guys in. So I think we should bring Terrell Edmonds back. But if he's asking for big money that he don't deserve, then he got to walk. But in my opinion, I think we should bring him back because I don't think he was that bad this year. Miles Killebrew. Now, obviously, we use Miles Killebrew for special teams, and I think we should bring him back. He had 2 block punts this season. He had 1 against the Chargers, and he had 1 against the Bills in the opener. And I believe it got Ulysses Gilbert a touchdown. So, just for special teams, yes, bring Miles Killebrew back. He's great on those, when the opponent has to punt. Most of the time, if you really look at it, he'd be right there about either blocking it or about to block it. So we should definitely bring Miles Killebrew back just for special teams because we know the Steelers love special teams. And he's a great tackler for special teams too. So moving on to the next name, we got James Washington. Same thing I said for Juju. If we can't bring James back, we got to bring Juju back. If we can't bring Juju back, we got to bring James back. But personally, I think we're not going to re-sign both. So that's all I got to say for James Washington. It was a great run. To me, he's a better deep threat than Chase Claypool. He catches more deep balls consistently than Chase Claypool does. So I'm going to miss that factor because when he actually got into the game, he showed why. You know what I'm saying? He showed the talent, but we just didn't value it enough. So shout out to James Washington. Moving on, we got Josh Dobbs. Now, the Steelers love Josh Dobbs on the roster for some reason. We've cut him, we brought him back, we've cut him, we traded for him. And then we traded him, and then we traded for him back with the Jaguars. So he's been on the Steelers roster ever since he got drafted. But honestly, I think last year was the last year. I think it's time for Mason Rudolph, Dwayne Haskins, and another quarterback, whoever we decide to get. I don't think there's going to be room for Josh Dobbs, and eventually I think we're probably going to cut him. I don't think we should waste money on re-signing him if he's not going to get on the field. So Josh Dobbs is a no for me. We should not re-sign Josh Dobbs. Moving on to Ray McCloud. Ray McCloud. Now, this is our main punt returner / kick returner / everything return. He's going to return everything. And to me, he's a great returner. He hasn't brought one back yet like how I thought he was going to do. But he is a great returner. Nobody can deny that. And honestly, Ray McCloud, he wasn't a bad receiver. Now, I didn't like him at receiver. I didn't like the way how we used him at receiver. He was getting Jerry Rice targets. Sometimes he was the number 1 on the field. But at the end of the day, he wasn't bad. And he didn't drop the ball. Everything we threw at him, he caught. So shout out to Ray Ray for stepping up when we needed him. And I think we should bring him back if they feel comfortable putting him at that slot receiver, because he could be our new slot receiver if we lose Juju or James Washington. And obviously, he's our main returner. So I definitely think we should bring Ray Ray back. Moving on to the next name, we have Arthur Millette. Not going to spend too much time on Arthur Millette. Don't want you on my roster because I've seen you get cooked. You're a great tackler. You can tackle, you can hit, but I don't want you back on our roster because you can't cover. You're a cornerback that can't cover, and you're the sole reason why we lost that Chargers game, and you're the sole reason why we almost lost that Chicago Bears game. So Arthur Millette is a no for me. He instantly just gave me bad vibes. Moving on to Taco Charlton. Now, we brought Taco Charlton in mid-season, and I like the move. I like what we did there. I like how we brought Taco Charlton. You know, he was in the same draft as TJ. He's a former Cowboy. He showed up. I believe he had some tip balls. He had some forced fumbles. I believe he had a sack or two. So Taco Charlton, when he got to Pittsburgh, he showed up. He showed up when he needed to. So I appreciate that out of Taco Charlton. I think we should bring him back. You know, I don't think he's that expensive. So why not take a chance and bring him back? But if not, I mean, hey, we'll move on. But he was just a one-time experiment. He was just a replacement. But Taco Charlton, we should definitely bring him back to boost that offensive line. Moving on to the next name, we have the guy I was talking about, BJ Finney. Now, when Kendrick Green had to get replaced because of his play, he was playing god-awful at the center position. The center position is not his original position, and it showed. BJ Finney, he came into the center position, and he stepped up. He stepped up. He was doing great snaps. He was doing great blocks. He was doing everything that Kendrick Green was not doing at the center position. And I feel like we shouldn't re-sign him. We should definitely go get a new center. But I'm just going to say I appreciate BJ Finney for stepping up when Kendrick Green couldn't. And I'm not shitting on Kendrick Green because that's not his regular position. He's a guard. You can't have a man play center all his college career and then he gets to the NFL and he got to play guard. I mean, you can't have a man playing guard his college career and then he gets to the NFL and we're telling him he got to play center. So I don't blame Kendrick Green for that. It was a learning process in his first year, but BJ Finney stepped up when Kendrick Green couldn't. I thank you for that, but I don't think we should waste money and bring you back. Shout out to you, though, BJ Finney. We have Montravius Adams. Now, this is a young guy. I believe he's only 26. We should definitely bring him back. He's a big guy. He's very mobile. For his size, he's mobile. He has very great movement, and he's a headhunter. He's a headhunter. Whoever got the ball, he's trying to take you out. And that's what we need on this team. Like I said in yesterday's video with Bobby Wagner, this team doesn't have enough energy. It's only a select few guys. And in that Ravens game, the first Ravens game we played, he showed out. And then from there on out, he showed out. So shout out to Montravius Adams. I definitely think we should sign him on like a one or 2 year deal. Nothing crazy. It can't be nothing crazy, and we shouldn't be paying him nothing crazy. He can get like 5 to 6 mil. But anything over 10, talk. No. Moving on to the next name, we have Kalen Ballage. I don't think we should re-sign Kalen Ballage. I actually think we should. I don't know if we should waste a draft pick on a running back, but maybe after the draft, when all the undrafted guys come out, we should pick up a running back. Or maybe we can get a cheap running back in free agency, but I don't think we should sign Kalen Ballage. He didn't show me nothing this season. I guess he was an okay spell for Najee Harris when he went out the game, but I like Benny Snell better, so Kalen Ballage should not get re-signed. I don't want Kalen Ballage back in a Pittsburgh uniform. Moving on next, we have Chuks Okorafor, who actually had a pretty solid year. A lot of people shit on Chuks. I shit on Chuks before. But he actually had a pretty solid year, if you really want to look at it. He wasn't bad. You know, he definitely showed a lot of improvement. The thing is, he got to stay on the field. He got to stay on the field. So do I think we should re-sign Chuks? Yes. He could be a valuable switch out guy, you know. Excuse me. He could be a valuable substitute, and I think we should re-sign him on maybe like a 1 or 2 year deal. Nothing crazy. Like I said, he can get 5 or 6. It can't be nothing over 10. Nothing over 10. So I think we should re-sign Chuks. He actually had a pretty decent year if you want to look at it. We have Dwayne Haskins, and obviously we signed Dwayne Haskins. So I don't know why he's on this list. I don't even know why Big Ben was on the list. But we did sign Dwayne Haskins, so I'm not going to spend too much time on him. Dwayne Haskins did get a contract, so he's definitely going to be on the roster this year. The quarterback battle right now is Dwayne Haskins versus Mason Rudolph until we see who else is coming to Pittsburgh. So Dwayne Haskins is on the roster. Moving on to the next name, we got Robert Spillane. In my personal opinion, Robert Spillane, it's time for you to go. We got Devin Bush, and I think we're going to get another linebacker most likely. We're probably going to draft another linebacker, but I definitely don't think that we should resign you. Now, I appreciate you because just like I said we need, you're a tackler. You're a tackler. But your problem is you're hurt a lot. You're very inconsistent. The best ability is availability, and you don't really be available. So I don't want to waste money on you, and then you get hurt again, and you're pretty bad in coverage. Your coverage is terrible. Might be worse than Devin Bush's. So, yeah. As for Robert Spillane, shout out to you. Shout out to all the hits you gave, especially that hit on Derrick Henry, the pick 6 on Lamar Jackson. Those are your top 2 big plays. Those were big plays. But I don't think we should resign you, Robert Spillane. Moving on next to Marcus Allen, another guy that we use at linebacker. Chico, I don't think we should resign you, man. I know you bleed black and yellow. You're Pittsburgh. I love you on the team as a player because you the type to get everybody else hype. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think we should resign you, Marcus Allen. It's no point of wasting money if you ain't out there making plays. I don't ever see you really make tackles. I don't ever see you, you know what I'm saying? And I don't really pay attention to you enough to even know if your coverage is good or not. So that kind of says something. Marcus Allen, I don't think we should resign you, my boy. Moving on next to J.C. Eisenhower. J.C. Eisenhower, I really don't think... Wait, hold on. Because now I'm getting B.J. Finney and J.C. Eisenhower. I think I'm getting them confused. Was J.C. Eisenhower the one that stepped in for Kendrick Green at center? Or was it B.J. Finney? Dang, I'm not sure. Y'all let me know down in the comments, because now I just confused myself. But I don't think we should resign J.C. Eisenhower or B.J. Finney. So I'm going to just leave it at that. Moving on, next name to DeMarcus Christmas. I don't even know who you are, so I'm not resigning you. Moving on, they have Corliss Waitman on here, the punter. But I believe he already plays for the Broncos now. He actually, for the couple games he played for the Steelers, that man had a boot. He had a boot at the punter position, but he plays for the Broncos now, I believe. So it's no reason for me to be, procrastinating and talking about you. Moving on next to Christian Kuntz, who we re-signed at the end of the season. I know for a fact we re-signed Christian Kuntz, long snapper. So he's going to be back in Pittsburgh regardless. And finally, moving on to the last name, we have DeMarcus Acey. He's a cornerback. This is somebody who will probably sign to the practice squad. Nothing crazy. He probably won't be on the roster unless he shows out in like training camp or something when all that starts. But that was the list. I tried to run through it as fast as I could. I tried to get everything out. But yeah, those are the guys who I think we should re-sign and not sign. And obviously, most of them were not signed. It was probably like 5 or 6 guys that I want us to re-sign. So, like I said, our goal in free agency is to save money and go bring some new faces in. We have to bring new faces in, and we have to bring better players in. We cannot stick with the same guys because the same old plan is not working. It's a whole new team. We got a whole new defensive coordinator. We got a second-year offensive coordinator. We need help at cornerback, linebacker, O-line, quarterback. We need backup running backs. We need help at receiver now. All we got is Deontay and Claypool. We got our tight end. We got our defensive line. Like I said, we need help at linebacker, cornerback. And depending on what we do with Terrell Edmonds, we might need another safety. So, hey, it's a lot we need in free agency and a lot we need in the draft. So we have to think logically and we have to save money so we can bring guys in. And we have to sell. We have to sell ourselves. We have to sell the team so we can bring guys in so they can be comfortable coming into Pittsburgh. So hopefully the Steelers do the right thing in free agency. We haven't made any moves yet. Hopefully we make moves soon. Actual free agency starts March 16th, I believe. So hopefully by that time the Steelers have done something. Obviously, I'm going to be here. So yeah, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe if y'all new. This is a longer video. Hopefully y'all like longer videos like these. But like I said, love y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe if y'all new. We blowing up, man. I'm going to just keep going, and I'm out.
KBH.